islands, kind of enclosing the beauty of Bellingham up there in Whatcom. So just waxing poetic about the natural beauty as we get ready for our A final of the Women's Youth Quad Sculls event. And my goodness, we've already got a clear winner, it seems.
Well, you are right about that. We have a clear leader, I will say. It is not over until
Truth.
it is over. So again, barring any disasters here, we do have a very clear leader, but let us not skip giving you the lane assignments here. So lane 1, Vashon Island. Lane 2, Pocock Youth Rowing. Lane 3, Seattle Prep. Lane 4, Oregon Rowing Unlimited. Lane 5, Bainbridge Island. And lane 6, Renton Rowing.
Yeah, and at the outset, it's worth noting that the Oregon Rowing Unlimited crew that's in the lead right now is the national champion. They went last year to national champs and just stomped everyone. It was incredible. It was amazing. And it was quite proud, I think, for all of us here in the Northwest to see this team. Oregon Rowing Unlimited is becoming something of a dynasty, started by a great couple who came from the Eastern Bloc and have established something very special here in the Northwest. They row out of Portland and do a great job marshaling a team that has incredible depth. And we're seeing the culmination of that depth, especially in the sculling boat classes here today. Oregon Rowing Unlimited kind of dominant in the sculling classes, but especially this women's quad right now.
So I would be remiss not to interrupt you and say not only are they dominant, they won every single race they entered in 2022 and 2023.
Yeah.
So not only that, but they have gone to Henley Royal. They will be going again. So big things coming from this crew in the women's quad. This is kind of the pride and joy of their women's boat classes right now, but would not be able to be where they are without the other boats and the rest of the team here. But a very exciting boat to watch nonetheless, because as of now, they are undefeated for multiple seasons and will be going on to Henley Royal. So keep your eye out for that beautiful Renton crew out in the front there.
Yeah. Right now, though, we've got an epic race that is happening for third and fourth positions, which, as we discussed earlier, fourth is the coveted prized spot that's going to get you to nationals. So these first 4 boats are gunning, and really it's coming down to the third and fourth place battle right now. It looks like that 5th place boat has kind of been spat up the back, but third and fourth place right now could be anybody's, and that's a trip to Sarasota. That's a trip to compete and represent your institution at the national championships.
You know, I'm sorry. I want to correct myself. Just a small correction there. I said Renton crew at the end. I want to keep your eye on that Oregon Rowing Unlimited boat. However, Renton on the outside is what I meant to say. Really heating things up here in the outside lanes, because right now they are making a pretty serious charge, but I don't know if it is going to be enough to hold off. Let's see.
I think that
Who is it pulling ahead? It is changing as we speak here.
Yeah, I want to say that Pocock and Bainbridge are locked in a battle for third and fourth, or for fourth and fifth and third and fourth right now, along with I think that Seattle Prep was in the mix there too. It's a little bit tough to tell. Oregon Rowing just finished their bout. Oregon Rowing Unlimited, the winners again of the Regional Northwest Championships.
That's right. Followed very closely by lane 2 here. That is Pocock.
Nope. I wonder if that was perhaps... All right, we'll get you some finishes. That was a fun finish,
Followed by lanes 5 and 6 here, though. Yes.
Okay.
Very, very close to call here. But again, let's see officially, what the officials decide to give us there. And crossing the line now is lane 1. So my apologies. We switched 1 or 2 places there as we lost somebody off of our screen there. That will be Vashon Island. That finished lane 1 right there. So again, as we wait for just a moment here to pull up these official times, that will definitely be Oregon Rowing Unlimited as your winner. So they have punched their ticket again, continuing their undefeated season to Sarasota and beyond to Henley Royal in July.
And we caught up with Vashon Island coach Ben Steele earlier today, and he shared a fun fact about his team. When he came aboard in 2016, there was exactly one female rower, and they have since built up their depth. They've been recruiting, and to have a quad in the A final here of this event is extraordinary. Hats off to Vashon Island and the hard work that they do out there. To go from a team that only has one female rower to competing in an A final for a regional championship like this in the Quad Sculls is just extraordinary. So hats off to Ben and Delaney, the kind of power couple over there at Vashon Island. Such great people and really good coaches too. A Vashon Island rower is actually headed to compete in the big game. Jacob, a Northeastern alum as well, rode for Vashon Island, and he may or may not be headed to the Olympics this summer. So some really cool history to the Vashon program. And right now we are gearing up for our next event, which I think is the B final for the women's Quad Sculls. And that might already be underway. And I think I see those boats on the course right now.
It probably is. These 7-minute centers are so quick here. So they are absolutely blasting down the course almost faster than we can keep up and give you lane assignments. So let me get right to it. The women's final B of the Youth Quad. Lane 1, Whatcom Rowing. Lane 2, Lake Oswego. Lane 3, Rogue Rowing. Lane 4, North Cascades. Lane 5, Commencement Bay. And Lane 6, Eastside Prep. And again, as soon as we get that view on the water, we will give you some better placings here. Look at this beautiful drone shot here. Again, a pretty clear leader. So let us gather ourselves and
North
get some lanes
Cascades
in order for you as we center our drone shot.
I think North Cascades is in the early lead there in lane 4. And they are cooking. Wow, yeah, they're way out in front. That is a healthy 2 boat length lead right there.
Yeah, North Cascades, built entirely of volunteers, really keeps their program going. It's all volunteer-based. They give a lot to the program. A lot of the parents, a lot of the athletes give a lot to the program. And they are actually building a new boathouse right now.
Oh, wow.
That is supposed to be quite beautiful. It's actually inspired. It's called the Joe Rance Boathouse. Joe Rance, if you don't know, was the stroke seat of the boys in the boat.
7 seat.
The 7 seat, excuse me. I'm reading a lot of numbers right now. The 7 seat in the boys in the boat. And because he used to, even in his mid-70s, single-handedly cut and haul large cedar trees and build things. He used to build, he was a carpenter. And they have inspired the building of the boathouse based on these cedar trees, and have put the boathouse together, kind of inspired by Joe Rance and his life. And
very cool.
So it's a very cool story that they're building their boathouse around the history and the legacy around this area. So, not to be remiss though, let us go back to the course here, where our clear leaders are definitely still that North Cascades crew, led by Erin Cruzen. So stroke seat there. Erin, very well done here, taking her crew down the course at a blistering pace.
Yeah, she's cruising, you might say.
Exactly, yes. I'm trying to see if I can get a stroke rate on them, because they have not even faltered from this lead. And
very
in fact,
consistent.
yes, and in fact, coming into the red buoys here, into the finisher's chute, may even bringing it up. So I'm keeping an eye on that for you as we speak. 38. You got it. 38 coming down the chute right now. We will see if they can maintain that for the next 200 meters.
Wow, yeah. And Commencement Bay, right next to them, I think has been trying to knock on their door and get a little bit closer, but unfortunately they just have not been able to make a dent on that lead.
Although, as we've said before, Commencement Bay and their finishes are quite strong here.
Yeah.
Their fitness has been proven again and again. So we will see if they bring up the rate, because they could very well challenge this North Cascades crew. Will they get it? I'm not sure that they have enough water. However, they will put up a fight.
Absolutely. It's great to see fast finishing crews too, because it indicates, I think, a mental toughness about a crew. And when you see that sprint finish, you have to understand that their bodies are in so much pain. Their legs are flooded with lactic acid. They're literally burning from the inside out. And so even though it hurts, these athletes are committing to each stroke. They're not letting their teammates down, and they're throwing down stroke for stroke.
That's right. And we have second place here, Commencement Bay, that did bring it up a little bit for that second place position, followed very, very closely by lane 3, Rogue Rowing, followed very, very closely again by lane 2, Lake Oswego, with just a couple seats open water there for that third and fourth place position. And rounding out the field, we will have lane 6, Eastside Prep, and lane 1, Whatcom Rowing. So well done to that North Cascades crew. Very, very strong finish there, followed by Commencement Bay. A formidable threat in the last few hundred meters, as we will see, and I'm hoping the trend continues and that I'm correct, and we are anticipating some very exciting things from Commencement Bay finishing up these races in the future. You will hear their names again.
Yeah, and that was some very cool tidbits that you shared about the new boathouse that North Cascades crew is building. The cedar tree is very special up here, and I mentioned George Pocock, legendary boat builder, earlier in our broadcast, and he actually was so fond of the red cedar tree that makes its home here in the Northwest. Most of his boats, once he moved to Seattle from England, were made of that red cedar. So it's an iconic tree, and it led to some of the fastest boats in the world for a long time. Red cedar has beautiful qualities. It's nice and buoyant. It is also firm and supple, but it will equally camber and bend a little bit. So you get that nice kind of willowy bounce to the boat that was prized back in the day. It was like considered advantageous for the boat to expand and contract with each stroke. And red cedar here in the Pacific Northwest does that, and to great effect. So for those of you that are down with history, it sounds like North Cascades are going to be giving a stirring and fitting tribute to Joe Rance, the 7-man of the Boys in the Boat 1936 Olympic crew, as well.